Say you came across this type of a question, one thing you need to know is that the question you came across speak the topic of that question. They said an isomer of C5H12 is what? The moment you hear that word isomer, it will tell you that what that question is isomerism under organic chemistry. And one thing you need to know is what is isomerism? Isomerism is when we have the same molecular formula but different structural formula. The molecular formula is what we have on the board here. Then the structural formula is what we are asked to picture. Like in that methane, this C5H12 is known as pentane. So pentane is a good example of alkane, the naming of alkane. So with that, before we picture or we deduce the isomer of pentane, if you have a carbon atoms of 1, this is methane. Carbon atom of 2, we have ethane. Carbon atom of 3, we have propane. Carbon atom of 4, we have butane. While carbon atom of 5, we have pentane. And the alkyl group, we have CH3, which is the same thing as methyl. And we have C2H5, the same thing as ethyl. So I'll stop only for this so you can get the clear explanation of what we are asked to do on the whiteboard. Now, guys, again, isomerism is the process whereby we have the same molecular formula but different structural formula. Now, for you to deduce the isomer from this pentane, you need to write out the structural formula of that compound. With that, we have 5 carbon atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have this. We have this. So this structural formula will help us to deduce the isomer we are asked to look for. From the option, we have 2-ethyl butane. Now, if you have to deduce your isomer from this compound, here is the open structural formula. So guys, this carbon here has the ability to be surrounded with 3 hydrogen atoms. So if you have a cleavage here now, for example, so now if I should have this, mind you, for you to have removed this now, if I should cover this part, now, I'm left with 4 carbon atoms. And this you're having here, picture CH3, which is what? Methyl. Now, how can we place this thing here? The moment you pick the first carbon atom there to stand as your methyl, then your methyl cannot stand under the second carbon atom. Rather, it will move to the third carbon atom. I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4, I have 5. This is pentane. I repeat, if we are to remove this, we cannot place it under the second carbon atoms. It's not possible. Rather, we place it under the third carbon atoms or under the fourth carbon atoms. By doing that, it means that this hydrogen will replace the CH3. That is, I have this. So I also have this. So now I have this in this form, which is this. Now, for this CH3 to come to this compound here, don't forget, it is not coming to the second carbon atoms. It can only fall under the third carbon atom or the fourth carbon atom. So with that, guys, this hydrogen here, so let's pick the second carbon atoms from this place. The third carbon atoms from this place. That is, so if I should remove this now and I introduce CH3, the hydrogen you eliminate there will fall into this place. Again, this is the structural formula of pentane. You number it 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, we have removed the first carbon atoms that carry 3 hydrogen atoms. Now, we cannot place the CH3 to the second carbon atoms. Rather, we can either place it under the third carbon atom or the fourth carbon atoms. That is why I remove this hydrogen here and replace it with what? The CH3. Then the hydrogen here will substitute for the removal of the CH3, which is the what? What you have here. So with this now, let's name this compound. I have 1, I have 2, I have 3, I have 4. So this will give us 2-methyl butane, because 4 carbon atoms is butane. CH3 here, which is the attached substituent, is what? Methyl. So that is why we have 2-methyl butane. Now, among the option, you have 2-ethyl butane. It is not possible to have 2-ethyl butane under pentane, which is the isomer given. The only isomer you can find under this pentane, in case you come across it in examination. So pentane here has 3 isomers. The first one is N-pentane. The second one is isopentane, which is 2-methyl butane. And the third one is neopentane, which is dimethyl propane. Those are the 3 isomers of pentane. But we are not asked to tell us how many isomers does pentane have. In case you come across it, that is why I made mention of the 3 isomers. Again, the first one is N-pentane. The second one is isopentane, which is 2-methyl pentane. The third one is neopentane, which is dimethyl propane. Is that clear? So guys, 2-ethyl butane is not correct. Butane is not our answer. Rather, we have 2-methyl butane, which we have shown the illustration of how we can deduce the answer. So 2-methyl butane is the correct option, which is option C. 2-methyl propane is not among the isomer of pentane. So the 3 isomers, in case you are asked, we have N-pentane, we have isopentane, and we have neopentane. These are the 3 isomers of pentane. So guys, if you are just coming across this video for the first time, do well to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on our TikTok page, and if you have any question, do well to drop it in the comment box.